Very important question, Kayode. And I see this a lot, and sometimes for me it's just so heartbreaking. One of my friends, who is a director at the NESG, called me, I think it was last weekend or maybe 2 weeks ago. He wanted to make a dress and went to the tailor. And the tailor gave a price that he considered was too high. So he just concluded it must be to do with year end and Christmas. You have too many demands. You don't have time for me. And he said to the tailor, I'll wait because I'm not pressed for time. I'll come back in January and make my dress when the price will be reasonable. Guess what the tailor said? He said, don't wait till January because the price will go up even further. And he said, why? He said tax reform. So the next question was, which part of the tax reform? Of course, the tailor has no idea. But in his mind, he's been sold this narrative that this tax reform will make things go up, and he's already planning to add price to what he's doing. This is so dangerous and unfair to the system. This tax reform law has been designed to bring down costs for businesses. Businesses will be getting input credit for VAT on their assets, on their overhead that they never got before. This is worth 3.4 trillion naira, just based on 2024 tax collection. Large businesses will see a drop in their corporate tax rate from 30% to 25%. 98% of workers in the private and public sector combined would either no longer pay PAYE or they will pay less than they were paying before. Small businesses, up to 100 million turnover a year, will not pay corporate tax, no VAT, no withholding tax. The narrative we should be saying is that we expect prices to come down, not to give people the excuse to raise prices. I don't know how else we can convince ourselves that what we are doing now, many of us, is not helping us. We pray for a better society. We want a country that can at least take care of all of us. And then when we have reforms to do exactly that, we spin it and change it to a negative reform such that people are now even afraid of it. Interestingly, some of the things they've used to sell the misinformation and create fear and panic are in the current tax laws in a worse form. The current tax law requires you to provide tax ID. It gives the taxman the power to collect information from your bank. It has multiple taxation for individuals. So all the things that people are afraid of are in worse form in the current law. Many of those taxes have been removed under the new one. There's no consumption tax of 15 or 20% because they're being harmonized. Let me even give you another good news. Part of what we did to address multiple taxation, many people remember subsidy is gone as day one speech of Mr. President. That same day, he addressed the issue of multiple taxation and says we must fix the problem. In this new tax law, many of those multiple taxations have been eliminated to the extent that they are not conflicting with the Constitution. We've also written to the National Assembly proposals to address where we have nuisance taxes in the Constitution, and that is making good progress, and we are grateful to the lawmakers. The third aspect of it is subnational. So we have state now, we work with Joint Revenue Board, and drafted a tax harmonization law for the state to enact for themselves and their local government. Good news, as I speak to you now, Ekiti State, Anambra State, Zamfara State, and Kano State have passed those laws. They're just waiting to sign. Imagine that we get to a point where all the states have enacted laws to harmonize all this multiple taxation, outlaw cash collection, so that you also block the leakages. It's a win-win for the system, and we should not stall that process.